Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nadia. I'm a Vedic astrologer and psychic medium. So today we are going to talk about Saturn being in the sign of Pisces for the next 2 years and a half, which means going to start around 29th or 30th of March 2025 until 3rd or 4th of June 2027. All right. We will explain what's happening, what to expect, how Saturn actually act and behave when it is in the powerful sign of Pisces. To match up the fact that Shani actually really loves to be in Pisces. Okay. Along with explanation for each zodiac sign. As usual, I will divide my explanation into several parts, and the timestamp will be in description box along with my personal details if you're interested to book a personal reading with me. So, okay, let us just start here. Now, of course, we can see there is, I mean, some party going on here in the sign of Pisces. We're not going to focus on any other planet. We're just going to put our attention to Shani here, okay? Saturn in the Pisces. So keep in mind that this party is happening, going on starting from 29th, all right, until roughly 2nd of April or 1st of April, okay? Until technically moon move out. Anyway, now, before we start to talk about Shani in Pisces, what's gonna happen, what's next, and whatsoever, I just want to put a disclaimer who gonna feel it the most, okay? Let me get a white paper here. Okay. So, people with Virgo and Pisces ascendant, okay, definitely will feel it. So, technically, here you will be activating your 1/7 axis via Pisces, okay? Sorry, via Shani. You will definitely feel it. Number two, people who already have some planets in the sign of Pisces. So if let's assume you will have like Venus in Pisces or Mercury in Pisces or whatever, Mars in Pisces, all right? So now when Shani comes to the Pisces, obviously and automatically that particular planet will be get activated. Therefore, you will definitely feel this Shani transit, all right? Now, third category, if you are going through Mahadasha or Antara Dasha of Shani in Pisces. If it's Shani in Pisces or the planet that sits in Pisces. Which means, let's say, for example, you're going through in the next 2 years and a half, you're actually in Shani Dasha, or you're going to face Shani Antara Dasha, right? And right now it's transiting your Pisces sign. Obviously, you're gonna feel it. Or if let's say, for example, you have your Mercury Dasha, Mercury Antradasha is running right now and is sitting actually in the sign of Pisces, then definitely also you will feel it. Okay, so we need to have some sort of connection here with Pisces, which will make you definitely feel the Shani transit. Okay, now the fourth people, Sadasati. Sadasati, second phase, which means your moon is moon in Pisces people. You will definitely also feel the Saturn transiting the Pisces because obviously you will be in the peak of your Sadasati. Okay. The last thing here, number 5, is when we have Shani return. So that's mean roughly people who born around 996 and 998, right? Or around like maybe even late 1995 or until the early 1998, you will definitely feel this. That means Saturn here coming back to where it's placed initially when you born. Therefore, automatically Saturn here giving that age of maturity where you will feel your life structure and foundation may start to kind of collapse if it's something already not in order for a Shani to build up upon it. So you will find this category of people, they usually may get, I don't know, may get married, all right? If you've been married, let's say some issues happen here and there, your kundali is not really supportive, they may get a divorce. But usually people get married around this time, especially if Shani here is very strongly connected to your seventh house or being your Darakarka. Okay. Let's say changing your position right now, your career path, getting, I don't know, like relocation. So big event usually automatically will happen for this type, for this particular category, if you have Shani already sitting in Pisces. Okay. So I wanted to put a disclaimer that not everyone gonna feel it. Okay, not everyone gonna have a chaotic situation just because Shani moved into Pisces. There will be only group of people. If from now until 2027 one of these rules kind of applicable for you, then maybe you will want to continue and listen to the whole video. Okay, so back to the chart here. One second, let me just share it again here. Okay. So Shani in the sign of Pisces, this is can considered to be a 5 out of 5. Okay, like I give it like a 3-star situation here. Shani, he really, really loves to be in Pisces, especially because it's ruling one of the nakshatra, which is Uttarabhadrapada, right? Uh, Bhadra. So that's mean the heart of Pisces itself or any water sign is strongly connected to the Shani. So what we can understand here. True enough that Pisces is the sign of emotion, connecting to God, and just like being in your own la la land and all of these people that talking on in social media, right? But actually is the sign of judgment. It's sign of judgment, sign of ending and death and rebirth. It's actually located in the sign of Pisces. When we die, the soul is exiting from our feet, which is where Pisces it sits. When we die, when we're starting something new, when we are getting married, when we're getting a divorce, when we are moving houses, when we are moving countries, and whatsoever, all of this movement that showing and denotes us to the new beginning, somehow, some way, it will connect us to Shani, aka I am creating new structure, new foundation, new karma somewhere else or under different circumstances. Therefore, Pisces here strongly denotes to this type of theme of new beginning, closing cycle, starting a cycle, etc. etc. So as much as people think that Pisces is so watery and just like it has no structure and foundation, but the fact is wrong. It's the very wrong perspective about Pisces. The heart of Pisces is ruled by Saturn, and the deity of it we call it as Ahirbunya. Ahirbunya is the deity that it's the guardian of the gate that transforms us into another world. Okay, so technically the theory said that if Purva Bhadrabadha, that ruled by Jupiter, is the sign of is a nakshatra of kind of feeling destructive. Okay, destruction, change, becoming rebellious, revolution. And after that we have the Uttra Bhadrabadha. That's mean I am already surrendering to God of whatever happened, whatever going on, or outcome of that destruction, or outcome of that change, the transformation that I'm giving from Purva Bhadrapada, and then it will transform us to Revati. Revati is one of the most peaceful nakshatras. I call it as nakshatra of heaven because you are already ending the things, like you are done and you just like you finish off whatever judgment day, if you believe in judgment day, you are done with everything, you're just sitting in Revati, which is the heaven of God. So when we have Saturn here, the ruler or the owner, okay, I would say the owner of the heart of Pisces itself comes and sits in the Pisces. This is can be quite transformative period for all of us, especially if you are going to have a slight even activation of Shani in the next 2.5 year period. So therefore, one thing we can see here, Saturn entering Pisces, it will change the way how we see life. It will change the way how we deal with people. It will change how the world is actually uh, constructing, okay, or the foundation of the existence. It may change right now, and we will witness a lot of death in upcoming 2 years. At the same time, a lot of souls going to come up. Obviously, the cycle of death and rebirth, it happen all the time. But perhaps you will feel like this 2 year and a half is slightly extra. You kind of will hear a lot of like accidents, issues, problems here and there, catastrophe, more than average period, I would say. Okay, so this is can be, yeah, it's quite sensitive time, I would say. All right, now many people been talking about Saturn and Rahu will be meeting, right, until I think around May something, before Rahu itself moved out and just getting into Aquarius. So Saturn and Rahu together, this is can be it is two contradict energy we have. Rahu is that type of I want to go ahead with it, I just want to push through, want to go ahead with it, and we destruct the thing, we just conquer the thing. Surprisingly, it will be meeting up in the Purva Bhadrapada. Now, disclaimer here. Purva Bhadrapada is one of the most destructive nakshatras in the in the zodiac belt. There are other nakshatras, but Purva Bhadrapada is one of them, obviously. Okay. Now, it has nothing to do with your personality and character. We are talking here in the term of energy. So, it's not like you are a destructive person. I'm not talking here about personal in natal chart. Okay. I'm talking here in energy. So, Purva Bhadrapada naturally is the symbolized by duality, a man with two faces. Okay, so when a man with two faces, usually it shows that the energy right now, it indicate we all have our own hidden agenda that maybe since while we were unable to really get out of it or kick out of it, or maybe we just unable to manifest it. Now, because the combination of Shani and Saturn moving on together, it indicates somehow, somewhere we are gonna get an insight. Or we as a people will become flexible. We can be like this, we can be like that, as long as it will reach me to certain destination. What I'm trying to say right now is that from now until May, somehow, somewhere, you'll be able to understand and know in which path you are heading to and what is the map that you are drawing for yourself for the upcoming period. Okay, so if let's say, for example, right now you are feeling uneasy, you are feeling lost, I don't know which one I need to choose, which direction I need to choose. In fact, Saturn and Rahu together, it can really gives us clarity. It does not really indicate mentally emotional turbulence. In fact, this indicate initiation of a new beginning. Initiation of a new beginning, of new cycle, or what I want, what I need. Somehow, some way seems like it's going to open up. Because Purva Bhadrapada is part actually of Aquarius, which is the sign that denotes to manifestation. That's mean right now our energy is on the peak level. Whatever you want, whatever you need, if you put a good intention on it, Saturn and Rahu really, really can bring it to you. So if you are someone who is believer of the manifestation, or even 1% of it, I'm somehow have that different view when it comes to manifestation and working with energy to get what you want, because I feel God has a upper power to decide our path. But if let's say this is a window where I can see, okay, if you put your intention into something, maybe it can happen and God can really grant you for it, or maybe can try, I don't know, change and maneuver whatever your destiny is. This is the time. So try your best from now, which is 30th of March until like May, to always vibrate in high energy, to be more optimistic, to be more open. This is not very destructive though. Saturn here really can give very, very good result. Very, very good result. In fact, Pisces, Cancer, and Aquarius and Sagittarius, I always denotes them to the Lakshmi energy, that it's really giving you good abundance if you really know how to manage and control the energy around you. Okay, so try to stay optimistic, nothing going wrong, and even if something right now going wrong, you will be somehow, some way able to maneuver yourself and get you back on track But again, you need to work on your mental emotional state. Okay. Okay. So now this is Saturn in Pisces. Okay. That means it's quite strong. It will kind of destruct things and will create good things. And one last thing also I need to tell you, when Shani moves to Pisces, usually it will give the justice. So if, let's say, for example, you've been treated wrongly or something bad been happening, or people just like not really liking you or doing something wrong behind you and you're unable to defend yourself, Saturn right now, when it hits especially the Uttarabhadrabadha, which is again the Ahibhunya being activated, he's the god of judgment, you can say, which is showing you which door he want to open for you. He want to open for you the door of hell or door of heaven. Therefore, you move to Revati, etc. Correct? So during this period, it can indicate that the karma will be served itself. So the more that you do good things, especially when Saturn here in Purva Bhadrapada, okay? The more that you do good, the more that you cultivate goodness, the more that you actually being compassionate, connect yourself with God, clear up yourself, purify yourself, the easier life can get for you for the next chapter in your life. Because Saturn not gonna sit or not gonna be in this strong position anymore until it moves to Cancer. Okay, that means like this is 2 year and a half, 5 years, 5 years, like another 10 years ish. Yeah, another 10 years ish. So this is a very good period for you to really create a good structure in your life. Okay. Okay. Now let us talk about Saturn impact for every zodiac sign. Again, put a disclaimer. You need to read this from the perspective of your ascendant, Dasha Lord, alright, and Moon. Now, Moon, I understand that many people telling me why Nadia you're not reading for Moon. For me, I don't know. It's just my personal experience. I just don't feel it's working. Okay, Moon can show us what exactly the transit can do in terms of our mental and emotional state, but not necessarily our actual manifestation. So if you want to see what exactly going to change, what exactly going to trigger, where you need to be focused on, what you gonna be forced to focus on, then you need to see it from your ascendant and Dasha Lord. Okay, so yeah, so let us start here. Okay, so for Aries Lagna, we can see that Shani will be transiting your 12th house for the next 2 year and a half. Okay, so Shani in the 12th house is the ruler of the 10th and ruler of 11. So one thing we can see here, definitely will be involving some foreign element in whatever you are doing in term of career, professional network circle, and connection. So if, let's say, for example, you have a business or you're working in certain company, maybe during this time they will send you abroad, or there will be some connection abroad where you really need to travel and check it out, all right? Or it can indicate also something abroad going to bring to your work, gonna to get bring to your business where some growth is gonna happen. So we can see here there will be some sort of expansion. But at the same time, because 12th house or Pisces sometimes has to do also with losses or high expenses, you need to be careful from that particular aspect. Okay, that don't overindulge yourself into or being impulsive technically in taking projects, in taking work, or just like wanting to travel or taking that jobs that require from you from travel, because Saturn in the 12th house, it can indicate someone who may get out of their budget or who may sometimes feel uneasiness when it comes to money and finance and growth of that job or work that you do, although it has some to do with foreign none. In another word, let's say for example you seeing some potential to go to somewhere else, all right? So you take that job and whatsoever out of impulsiveness that you really didn't calculate it properly. So it can actually backfire to you, or that particular work may not really hit your expectation until maybe the second part of the transit, which is late 2026 until 2027. Okay, so you just need to be careful on that. Saturn in the 12th house, it indicates someone who will have a strong desire to isolate themselves, detaching, or just like really focused on themselves, traveling more, exploring places, and just being in their own cocoon. So Saturn here is not really bad for Aries because it's already feeling comfortable in 12th house and it's isolating. Okay, so it may not really impact so much. It's just that you need to be careful from the foreign opportunity that comes, and you need to check your chart if it's really supporting you or not. So don't just grab any opportunity, anything comes to you. Okay, so good luck for Aries. Now, moving to Taurus. So moving to Taurus, we can see here that Shani transiting your 11th house, and then it's the Lord of your 10th, Lord of your 9th. This can be quite good placement. But again, you may not really see the outcome of it until the second half of 2026, all right, or the second part of the transit technically. It can indicate, number one, someone who will again get some professional network circle connection, some opportunities and chances to connect with the foreign land, or foreign people will come and get in connect with you, all right? There can be some expansion or some growth in your business if you're doing a business. But at the same time, right now, from at the beginning, you may feel slowness in that growth that you are looking for. You may feel that whenever I am working for something, but it's just taking so much time to happen and just delaying, because Saturn here can create some sort of blockage in wish fulfillment. So it required some time until it just open up itself. Number three, we can see here, because connected to the ninth house, it's indicate if you've been wanting or desiring to study new thing or getting some knowledge, getting some skill here and there, Saturn here seems like gonna give you the opportunity to get what you want. All right, it just that slowness you may feel at the first part of Shani transit, that you're not growing and just stagnant. I'm not feeling anything, but once it hit the second part of it around mid of 2026, things will start to get easier. Okay, so good luck for Taurus. Now, coming to Gemini. Coming to Gemini, we can see that Shani will be transiting your 10th house and is activating your 8th and 9th house. So this combination definitely shows a restructure and creating a new foundation in your job. So that's mean, if let's say if you've been aligned to wrong profession, or being in wrong company, or doing wrong things in work and whatsoever, Saturn here really gonna align you with whatever you're supposed to do in life. So that's mean at one point you may feel yourself pursuing finally your sole purpose, your sole mission. I'm serving people. Finally, I am doing whatever I feel like I wanted to do from very long time, but maybe I couldn't have that courage. I couldn't get the opportunity. Now, Shani here seems like gonna give you that opportunity. Okay. Again, you may not really feeling it right now, especially this year, but once you hit 2026 in the second half of the transit, things will start to unfold for you much more easier. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing, if let's say you're already having a stable job or a stable business, this is can shows creating a restructure and creating better foundation. Therefore, it can shows expansion. Let's say, for example, opening new branches, doing different things right now, or maybe opening a new business. Okay, it can be seen. If let's say, for example, some issues and problems been happening with the higher authorities, then Shani here actually can really elevate you and get you upper or higher in your current position. Saturn in the 10th house, in my opinion, if your 10th house is actually good and your dashas and everything is quite aligned, this is can be very good period. Very good period. I have seen it a lot when Shani comes to the 10th house, the person's career will start to just kick off out of blue. Okay? But again, you need to have the support of your chart. Okay. Alright. So good luck for Gemini. Now, Cancer people. So Cancer, we have here Saturn is transiting your 9th house and is the lord of your 7th and the lord of your 8th. So one thing we can see here, if let's say you've been wanting, again, I mentioned this from the beginning, Leo and Cancer people could really feel this because it's connected to your 7th house. So if let's say, for example, you are aiming and wanting to get married and unable to get married, or some issues and hiccups happening, Saturn here may resolve the things. If let's say your spouse or your partner facing some difficulties and issues around that time, around it, I mean in previous period, Saturn here seems like going to solve it. If let's say you're having issues and problems with your in-laws, right, or relationship with them, Saturn here seems like going to solve it. But at the same time, this energy can be slightly heavy to your parents and especially the father, because it indicates if the father here really not in the good shape, Saturn here can test it. Or if let's say he been actually tested, the father is not being in a good shape in the last period, Saturn he can solve it. But either way, you will witness some significant change with the father in the next 2 years and a half. All right. Now, in a good or bad way, you will need to navigate yourself and see in which direction your life is being flowing until this point of time. Okay. This is one thing. Second thing, because ninth house, it has to do with wish fulfillment, right? Or how can I say, the destiny that we're supposed to manifest at one point in our life, because it's the window of our Navamsha. So automatically it's indicate that your Navamsha can get quite active during this period, regardless of your age, regardless whether you are married or not. Okay. It shows also the person will be aligned to whatever that destiny is for them. So if let's say for example you need to change your job, you will change that job. You need to get married, you will get that marriage. You will need to get to be with that partner, you will get it. You need to break that marriage or you break that partnership, Saturn will break it for you. So somehow nine house here will activate whatever past life karma that you need to actually to get, you need actually to attain in this lifetime. Saturn automatically will give it to you. Okay, regardless of your overall chart, I would say. Okay, if let's say during this period you are actually going through Saturn return or Saturn, I don't know, dasha or whatsoever, then definitely this is showing up maybe to be more evident for you, 60 to 70, 80%. Okay, so good luck for Cancer people. Now moving to Leo. Okay, so Shani here will be transiting your 8th house, right, of Pisces, and is the lord of your 6th and the lord of your 7th. Um, because it's the Lord of the Six, it usually indicates there can be unexpected issues and problems related to your work, to law, to paperwork, government may suddenly show. But at the same time, if let's say these things already been running in the last period, Saturn here will fix the things for you. If let's say someone really did injustice, someone really did you wrong, someone really took something not theirs, okay, regardless if it has to do with law or not, but morally we are talking, Saturn here may really give that justice back to you. Okay, so this is one point. Second point, because it's transiting the 8th house, if you are married or you are in committed relationship, we can say it can indicate that the in-laws may go through some major transformation during this time, or maybe their transformation, their changes somehow, somewhere will definitely impact your partner, which you're gonna be contributing or becoming part of it. Another thing, because the 8th house here has to do with marital life or your private life, right, or your subconscious mind, actually it's indicate that the person may change internally, and that internal change could be a reflection of their partner. If let's say Nadia, I'm not married, I don't have a partner, then it could be has to do with people that been treating you, or friends or connections or whatsoever. You will find that the way how they behaving, the way how they are acting, somehow some it reflects something within you that it's gonna change you internally. This is can be quite sensitive placement where the person may change their personality. A lot of people say that people doesn't change. Actually, people change a lot also. So this is one of the cater that okay, there is some internal change here happening. Okay, so it can make you become more intuitive, it can make you become more quiet, more silent, I would say. It can let you feel like you want to withdraw and just have that simple life, because Saturn is in the hidden house, so it can calm your energy down actually, because internally there are many things going on, not in a negative way, but yeah, maybe you just need to be careful. Okay, again, you just need to see how your chart is playing out during this period. Okay, so good luck for Leo. Now moving to Virgo. All right. So for Virgo here, we can see that Shani transiting your 7th house and is the lord of your 5th, the lord of your 6th. When the Kendra house is being activated, especially like this one, right? the Kendra houses being activated or ruler of the Kendra being activated. Can be quite significant because it indicate some changes may happen definitely in the house of partnership and marriage and relationship. So let's say, for example, your marriage been rocky in the last period and you are actually thinking to get a, I don't know, like a separate or something, then Shani here can actually complement that if your karma actually is already done with that person. So Saturn here will finalize and just like mopping whatever karma you have with people. So during this time, maybe you'll find many people going out of your life or just exiting, intentional or intentional. And then new reconnection, new people will come and enter in your life, and these people will really stay and you'll feel that good deep connection with, although you just met them maybe 1 week 2 weeks ago. Okay, Saturn can do that. So Saturn here can really reshuffle the people that is surrounding you or around you. Another thing we can see here, because seven house, it's actually connected to also to work and business. Can create a new structure, new foundation in your work. Let's say, for example, starting new business, starting a new job. It may happen during this time. Reshuffling in the people that is surrounding you in your workplace. Maybe nothing happening with you, but the surrounding, it's just start to change. Saturn also may give that. Saturn here may let you really reflect and really desire to be into a committed relationship or into a business partnership. Because Saturn here may trigger inside of you like, I really need to stabilize this house. Okay, so good luck for Virgo. Now, moving to Libra. So moving to Libra, we have here Saturn transiting the sixth house, correct? And is the lord of your fifth, the lord of your fourth. When Saturn transiting the sixth house, it can slightly problematic, okay, in my opinion, because sixth house has to do with enemies, problems, and issues that you must resolve in this lifetime. Okay, that means there is no way you're not gonna solve issues and problems that is hidden in your sixth house, regardless of whatever your sixth house is. You go and observe your chart. Okay. Therefore, when Saturn transiting the A6 house is indicate issues and problems most probably related to family, relationship with the family, home, property, work. If something has to do with legal issues, it may get activated during this time. If let's say you've been sensing that something just not right about this person, something not right about this particular part in my life, but I just ignoring it or just sitting on it, I don't want to just do anything, just leave it as it is. Saturn here may really trigger to let you really fix these issues. Saturn here in the sixth house may really redirect you into a new path, into a new direction. So Saturn in the sixth year can be slightly challenges. If let's say, Nadia, nothing wrong with my home, nothing wrong with my family, everything is perfect, then let's say, for example, nothing wrong going on in my workplace, okay, everyone is just behaving in the way how they're supposed to, great, then you need to be careful with your health, your well-being, because Saturn here can really make you be slightly weaker in your immune system. But anyways, as long as you're taking care of yourself, that should be fine. If let's say you are not, you're ignoring to some extent, then Saturn here really gonna rectify and direct you back to taking care of your health and well-being. Okay, so when it comes to the sign of Scorpio, we can see that Saturn is going to transit your fifth house, sorry, and is the lord of your third, lord of your fourth. Can be quite easy sailing period. It's almost the same as a Cancer, because fifth house has to do with our past life karma that we must also to pay. We must to pay. We must to fulfill. Therefore, it can indicate that good deeds that you have done in your past life somehow, somewhere will be unlocked because Shani transiting your fifth house. This is number one. Number two, it gives a focus towards children, conceiving a children, and your perspective about this point. Okay, so if let's say you've been wanting to conceive, you're unable and just are getting delayed and so on, with God grace, if your chart actually going through the dashas that is supportive, Saturn he can really grant you, all right, with children. Number three, it can also indicate someone who will be focused on children if they already existed. That's mean, for example, your first child maybe needs some more of your love, more affection, more of your support in some way or another. Now, again, it depends on how their chart is, obviously, in your chart, but it can see that there will be a focus here in structuring and maintaining their children in some way or another. And then number five here, number four, it indicates someone who will be learning new skill or um, new skill, new knowledge. If let's say you wanted to take a professional certification in some way or another, Saturn here can really, really supportive for you to get what you want. Educational wise, here Saturn can be quite helpful. All right. So for Scorpio, I really do not see anything negative here. It's just that maybe one last point is your self-esteem and self-confidence can get slightly tested during this time, which you need to be careful of. You may find yourself doubting more, asking so many questions about people, or just like there's a doubt and lack of self-esteem sometimes you may feel. So you will find your communication and intellectual skill can get slightly weak during this time. You just need to be careful on that, all right? Otherwise, I think this period should be quite decent for Scorpio. So good luck for Scorpio. Now, moving to Sagittarius. Okay, so for Sag here, we have Shani transiting your fourth house for a while and is the lord of your third and your second. One thing we can see here, there will be a change in the way how you live, the way how your surrounding, your environment, I would say. So let's say, for example, you've been wanting to travel, you've been wanting to settle abroad or something. Saturn here can really support it. If let's say you wanted to buy a house or selling a home, okay, or maybe settle down in some way or another, Saturn here can be quite supportive also. If let's say, for example, you wanted to run a renovation or you want in the house, it can happen. The mother, if let's say the mother here going through something, okay, in the past period, Saturn here can really calm her down, or maybe your relationship with your mother can get really solved during this period. So there is a theme here about your own home, personal life going to get activated during this time. Okay, Saturn here does not really reflect externally, but it's more as I want to really manifest my mental and emotional peace. I really want to manifest my own cocoon, maybe having that calmness, that love in my own house and family members. It can be it can be a theme. Now, if let's say you are actually going through some activation which is negative, it can show instability in home or instability among the family members, which somehow, somehow it will definitely impact you. Maybe nothing happening with you personally, but something going on with your surrounding that can impact and influence also your peace of mind. So you need to be careful because the fourth house here usually has to do with our peace of mind. Where's the place where I can feel like I'm very relaxed. So Saturn here can really trigger that phase of relax in your life. Okay, so good luck for Sagittarius. Now moving to Capricorn. Okay, so for Capricorn, Saturn will be transiting your third house for a while and is the lord of your second, the lord of your Lagna. Because the Lagna here playing out, again, when we are having the Kendra houses getting activated, there must be some significant change here going on. Kendra and third house can indicate that your self-esteem, your self-confidence can really get triggered during this time. The way how you see yourself, the way how you carry on yourself among people or your surroundings, somehow someone will start to change. All right. If let's say it also indicates someone who may work harder in upcoming period because some trigger here going on in them mentally and emotionally. It can show that the person may feel not easy and restless, okay, for whatever going on. So it can mostly impact you mentally and emotionally rather than other things, unless that your chart actually supporting other factors that's going on. Then this is can be slightly heavy because you will start to doubt yourself. Am I doing this correctly? Am I doing it enough? I need to do more. I need to do more. So person can become very much self-judgmental during this period. All right. And because it's the lord of your second sitting in the second house, okay, sorry, the third house, it can also indicate that family members, especially the siblings, may go through some hiccup that you're going to witness, and they may actually come and ask you for help, or especially younger siblings, yeah. Or it can indicate also that there is some friction may happen with a family, especially siblings or the surrounding, I would say, that really can hit you when it comes to your mental and emotional state. Again, nothing major, it's depend on your overall chart, but we can see that there is something related to family also being activated during this period. All right, which, yeah, because it's your lagna, so it can really impact your peace of mind. Again, you may not witnessing it right now, or even if you're witnessing it right now, excuse me, if let's say you're witnessing it right now, the intensity of it can get better or reduced with time, especially in the second half of 2026. Okay, so good luck for Capricorn. Now moving to Aquarius. Moving to Aquarius, we can see that Shani will be transiting your second house and is the lord of your 12th, the lord of your ascendant. Now, one thing that I notice, where if let's say your Shani in your natal chart is actually sitting very well, okay, like it's a very good placement and your dasha is quite supportive. Shani here can really give you a lot of money during this period. I have seen it a lot. People underestimate Shani when it sits in the second house or aspecting the second house. Actually, it can give good amount of wealth. One of the combination that shows wealth is when Shani is sitting in the second house, other than Venus and Sun and so on. Okay, so Shani here can create or asking you to have a new structure and foundation when it comes to money and how you deal with your wealth and how you deal with your asset and investment. So if let's say, for example, you've been investing for a very long time, although that it was a good decision, but you are unable to see the result out of it, then Shani is transiting your second house, you may start to see the result. If let's say, Nadia, I never been into investment, I don't know what the hell is this, then Shani sitting in the second house, it shows that these type of opportunities may show up for you in order for you to double up that amount. Shani in the second house also creating a new mindset when it comes to dealing with financial aspect of the family and wealth. So maybe you become more strict with them or becoming more linear with them, or there is a focus of how I can create stronger structure and foundation in my family, especially with correlation of money, with correlation, for example, of exploration of maybe traveling or teaching my kids something else, teaching them the value of money, and so on and so on. Traveling here can be seen also and could be one of the reasons why you may have a high expenses. So you just need to be careful on that aspect. Okay. But otherwise, I think it should be quite a good period. So good luck for Aquarius. Now, moving to Pisces itself. So we can see here that Shani transiting the ascendant of the Pisces, correct? And it will be in your head technically for the next 2 years and a half. When we having a heavy activation of lagna, that's mean all the other aspect in your life will start to change also. Your relationship, your partnership, your marriage, your kids, everything else will start to impact and influence because the ascendant or the mind, aka the lagna, is the head, is the beginning of everything. So as if it shows that the person will have kind of a new beginning in the next 2 year and a half period, whether it has to do with your mental state, emotional state, your physique, okay, your health, and your well-being. It indicates someone who may not really feel comfortable at the beginning and may be unable to understand and know how they can handle or deal with this type of stress, mental, emotional instability, and so on. But Shani here will start to calm you down to let you have really good structure for all of these aspects. So Saturn may not really make you feel comfortable at the beginning, but once you hit 2026 onward, the energy here will start to calm down and gets better with time. Okay, so this is one thing can be seen. A second thing here, we can see here, because Shani is the lord of your 12, the lord of your 11. Usually such combination can indicate someone who will be traveling a lot during this time as a part of them exploring themselves as a part of them actually getting opportunities, because he's the Lord of 11. So that means you will get some new opportunities during this transit in every single aspect. Again, when it comes to career, work, relationship, partnership, whatever you want, you name it. Okay, you will get new opportunities with God grace, and that opportunities may actually let you move a lot, or getting you occupied or being busy, actually traveling and moving around. This indicates someone who will be meeting new professional network circle, new connection who are foreigners or different than them, but at the same time bringing to you good values in life, bringing to you good values in whatever project that both of you connected for. Okay, so yeah, I mean, as an overall, true enough, it can be slightly heavy at the beginning because it can hit you mentally and emotionally. But with time, when things get much more calmer, Saturn here can start to give very good result in the second part of it. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. Wishing you all the best. Stay good and be good, and we shall talk to you soon. Thank you.